Hello again guys, Phantom Zwei here, and today we are going to stream some more Capo II. So let's do it. Last time we left off, let me see if I can remember because it has been a while. I had a kind of a busy weekend, and so I could not find time to stream. But, yeah, last time we had Yume angry at us because we forgot to, or rather, we went home with oto-nee, and she got sick before we got there, and we were promised to meet up with Yume for her birthday, and she got angry and told us goodbye. So he's like, oh man, and she has not talked to us since the end of winter break, and now we're back at school. And now apparently we're being invited to lunch by Coco. Coco ran up to me as the lunch break started. Sure, I don't mind. Are we going to the cafeteria?
そうじゃなくて、今日ちょっとそのココちゃん積極的。いよいよ実力行使に出ることにしたんだ。
Upon hearing what Coco said, Akane smiled widely.
違うよ。本当におかずの量を間違えちゃっただけだもん。はいはい。そんなお約束の言い訳しなくてもいいのよ。
Anzu showed up as well, and smiled like she was having lots of fun.
だよね。お弁当作り慣れてるココちゃんが量を間違えるなんて初歩的なミスをするとは思えないな。だからま、別にどうでもいいけどね。ってことで、はい、私のお弁当も分けてあげる。私のも。
Before I knew what they were talking about, I suddenly had the Setsugeka girls gathered around my desk. They opened up their bento boxes, and I must say that the various contents looked delicious. Man, all this looks really good. I was just going to eat at the cafeteria today, but this was an unexpectedly lucky turn of events. Well, I'll gladly have some.
Hi, Yoshiki!
An obstacle showed up just as I was going to grab something from Coco's box.
Oto-nee senpai ga kiteru zo.
Wataru pointed at the corridor. Oto-nee. I wonder what she wants.
弟くん、ごめんね。呼び出したりしちゃって。
Nah, it's fine. What can I do for you?
ちょっとお願いがあって。今日の夜から私、おじいちゃんやさくらさんと一緒に家を空けることになりそうなの。
Going away? On a trip or something?
いろいろ事情。
Oto-nee looked like she was being vague to avoid having to lie outright.
それでね、家を空けてる間、ゆめちゃんが一人になっちゃうから。
You want me to keep an eye on her?
お願いできるかな。
It's not that I don't want to, but looking at how things have been between me and Yume lately, I don't think she'll let me take care of her just like that.
ダメかな。弟くん以外にこんなことお願いできる人いないんだけど。
It's not that I can't, I just don't really feel confident about.
そっか。ゆめちゃんまだ怒ってるもんね。でもお家にゆめちゃん一人残していくのはやっぱり心配だしな。かといってこっちの用事も外せないし。
Oto-nee's serious face was starting to look worried. She kept raising her eyebrows while thinking. Okay, I got it. I'll take care of her. Oto-nee looked instantly relieved as she heard me say that.
本当に？
Yeah, I'll give it my best shot.
よかった。弟くん、ありがとう。
So, when will you guys be coming back?
まだちょっとわからないけど、多分1週間くらいじゃないかな。
A week, huh? They must be going pretty far away.
それじゃあゆめちゃんのことお願いね。頼りにしてるから。
Roger that. I was feeling a bit anxious about it, of course, but I'd try to do the best I could. I really couldn't leave Yume alone either.
ずいぶん長かったね。乙女先輩の話、何だったの？
Oh, she's going on a trip with Junichi-san and Sakura-san, so I have to take care of Yume.
ってことは誰もいない家の中にユメさんと二人っきりってこと？これは何かありそうね。
Akane and Anzu both exaggerated their reactions. Come on, guys. Me and Yume grew up as siblings. Nothing's going to change that after all this time.
本当に？
Of course. What's with that deep sigh?
別に義行もいろいろと大変だなって。でもさ、大丈夫なの？今ユメさんに避けられてるんでしょ？
Well, that's something I have to deal with. I should probably get her to forgive me, otherwise this week was going to be spent on a bed of thorns.
あのさ、二人っきりじゃなければ気まずくないわけだよね。だったらココちゃんに泊まりに来てもらったらどう？私？
Akane, don't just drag people along. Coco might be busy, you know?
そうだよ。せっかくユメちゃんと仲直りするチャンスなんだから、私が入り込んだりしたらめちゃくちゃになるよ。
Coco's hands were flailing about as she blushed.
もうココちゃんってばお人よしなんだから、せっかくのチャンスなのにね。
Ah, that's true. It might be awkward, but it's a chance to make up with her. If we stay under the same roof, I'll have more opportunities to try. I really need to take my chances with this. It'd suck if things kept being like this between me and Yume. For some reason, I feel like something's been missing since that day. That's right, it's because we're siblings. I really have to make up with her. Ugh, the first day back is finally over. I'd finally been liberated from the terror of classes when...
なあ、義行、どっか寄って帰らないか？たまにはゲーセンとか。
I heard Wataru's voice. Ah, sorry. I've got to start heading home now and get a head start on making dinner. If I don't hurry, they'll sell out of the main ingredient.
食材売り切れ。
There's a discount time sale at the supermarket, and if I don't get there before all the old ladies, they'll buy up every last thing there. Why don't you tag along? The eggs are 58 yen per pack, and there's a limit of 1 per person, so it'd really be nice if you did.
遠慮したく。
Yoshiyuki knows how to have a good time. Let's see. I'll boil the konyaku, the ramen, and the eggs. Maybe I should put the konyaku in first. Yeah, I know these words, really. While those are in the pot, I've got to finish preparing the daikon radishes.
兄さん。
Turning my head, I saw Yume eyeing me suspiciously. Oh, welcome home, Yume.
何してるんですか？
Can't you tell just by looking? I'm making dinner. Today, I'm making the special Sakurai Yoshiyuki Oden. This is way better than the crap they sell at the store.
おでん。
For an instant, Yume looked really surprised.
そうじゃなくて、どうして兄さんがうちで晩ご飯を作ってるのか聞いてるんです。
Well, Jonichi-san and oto-nee left today, right? It's dangerous for a girl to stay home on her own. So, while they're out, I'll be here to take care of you.
もしかして心配してる？
Well, of course. If anything happened to you, I'd be devastated.
そうですか。じゃあ、兄さんはしばらくこっちに泊まるんですか？
Yeah, figured I might as well. See? I even brought clothes and stuff. I pointed at the bags that I dropped off in the living room sofa.
じゃあ、しばらくは私と兄さんの二人で住むことになるんだ。
Something like that. Yeah, I guess so. Yume was restlessly twirling her hair around her index finger. It looked like she was softening up a little. Maybe she was already cheering up?
あ、でも、どうして知ってるんです？今日から私が一人だってこと。
Oto-nee told me, and asked me to make sure that you were doing well.
お姉ちゃんに頼まれたから来たんですか？
Huh? No, well, that's part of it, of course, but that wasn't the only reason.
私、食欲ないから。
Yume turned around as she muttered that. Hey, Yume, wait a sec. Yume ignored me, walked up the stairs, and shut herself up in her room again. And it seemed like it was going so well, too. I guess it won't be that easy. Oh well, it's just the first day. I'll have a bunch of chances to make up with her, so... Right now, I just have to focus on finishing the oden. As the food kept simmering in the pot, I tried to come up with a plan. Don't give up, Yoshiyuki. Rustle, rustle, clink. What was that? I woke up because I heard some strange sound. Wait, where am I? My bed felt a little different than usual. As my eyes got used to the dark, an unfamiliar room came into view. Oh, that's right. I was staying over at the Asakura house. Rustle, rustle. There were some sounds coming in from the kitchen. Could it be a burglar? I got up and snuck off to the kitchen as fast as I could. I could see a shady figure sneaking around in the kitchen. Click. Hey! Yume jumped up in surprise. In her hands, she held a bowl of oden. I guess she got hungry, like a little bear coming out of hibernation. Oh well, I'll reheat it for you. It won't be tasty if it's cold, will it? Here, pass me that bowl. I put some heat under the oden bowl and waited for it to start simmering. Even during that time, Yume said nothing. But despite the fact that she was staying quiet, at least she wasn't running away. Before long, the delicious smell of oden started spreading through the kitchen. That should be okay. Here you go, Yume. I put a serving of oden in a bowl and held it out for Yume. Yume was hanging her head as if she'd been caught doing something bad, and started eating the oden. Actually, she did look a bit like a tiny wild animal as she ate. As I watched Yume huff and puff at her food before taking little bites, I couldn't help but smile. And the next day, I believe. Wow, I can smell something really delicious. Stimulating my stomach, the smell forced me out of bed. Did oto-nee come home and prepare breakfast? But she didn't say, or didn't she say she'd be away for a while? After sitting up and rubbing the sleep from my eyes, I noticed a steaming hot plate of bacon and eggs on the table in front of me. Crispy fried bacon and eggs. This must be where that smell is coming from. One moment. Okay. There were 2 slices of white bread in the toaster, too. I mean, of course oto-nee wasn't back. So then, Yume prepared this breakfast? I guess she wanted to thank me for yesterday or something. It looked like Yume had already left the house, too. She could have said something before she left. No courtesy, really. With a little smile, I toasted the bread and ate it with the bacon and eggs. The eggs were a bit burned, but it seemed like Yume had gotten a little better at cooking. I'd really like to try it when she makes some slightly more complicated food. While thinking about that, I started getting ready to go to school. Alrighty then. Morning classes were over, and it was finally lunchtime. Meal after meal. I wonder what I should eat today. I don't really feel like cafeteria food, so maybe I should buy something. Stop it! Akane called out to me just as I was about to leave the classroom. Did you want something? Anzu and Coco nodded in agreement. I suddenly got a really bad feeling. Didn't I have lunch with you guys just yesterday? I'm just afraid of how I'll have to compensate you for that. Oh, all those things, okay. That was just the same thing 3 times over.
きしむベッドの音。
Yeah. Are you high? I told you yesterday. It isn't going to be like that. Like you're hoping it will.
いやー、そんなつまらない答えでごまかしちゃダメだよ。義行くんには私たちを楽しませる義務があるんだからね。他人の不幸は蜜の味だもの。
Man, you guys.
二人ともダメだよ。義行だって話したくないことはいっぱいあるんだし、無理に聞き出すようなことしちゃう。そんなこと言ってココちゃんだって気になるでしょ。義行くんとゆめさんの関係がどうなってるのか。私は素直になったら。それじゃ多数決で決まりね。今日のお昼の話題は義行くんの家庭の事情で決まり。
イエーイ。
議題が決まったところで急ぎましょう。早くしないと席がなくなっちゃうわ。
Having said that, they grabbed me by the arms and dragged me off to the cafeteria. Hey, wait! My life isn't some variety show. Let me go! Ugh.
ジタバタしない。義行の家庭からスキャンダル要素を除いたら一体何が残るっていうの。そうだよ。せっかくだから三角四角五角関係になってドロドロの修羅場を演じてくれなきゃ。
Not in this route. Do you really think I'm going to let you set me up for that? I really felt like having a lunch alone today. I tried to resist, but in the end, I was abducted and taken to the cafeteria.
それで本当のところゆめさんとは仲直りできたの
Akane questioned me with her huge lunch sitting in front of her. Nope, haven't gotten anywhere. It's pretty much the same as yesterday.
でも接触はあったんでしょ。
Well, a bit. But I haven't had a chance to talk to her, really. And when I woke up today, she'd already gone to school.
そうなんだ。よっぽど怒ってるのかな、ゆめちゃん。
I don't know. Rather than being angry, it looks to me...
言うよりも
The voices synchronized perfectly. Man, these guys. They sure can't hide their curiosity. Coco seemed embarrassed and suddenly looked down at the table.
で、言うよりも何
I don't know how to put it. It kinda looks like she's avoiding me on purpose for some completely different reason. It just doesn't feel like she's angry about the broken promise anymore.
へー
Anzu and Akane suddenly looked at each other while nodding. What's wrong?
別にちょっと驚いただけで、その他の理由とやらに目星はついたの
I don't have a single clue about that.
だよね。それでこそ義行くんだし。
What's that supposed to mean?
義行が鈍感だって。
If you guys are going to be like that, then do you know why Yume is avoiding me?
まあ大体のところは。
All three of them looked at each other, as if they all knew what it was. Wait, for real? If you know, then please tell me.
それはできない相談ね。教えてあげてうまくいったら尺だもん。どうして私に振るのかな。それはね。
I really don't know what they're talking about. Yesterday, it was Sakura-san. Today, it's these guys. I wish they'd stop making me depressed. In the end, they wouldn't tell me no matter how many times I asked, and I just kept feeling uneasy all afternoon. Oh, Yoshiyuki, you were so dumb.
ねえ、お兄ちゃん。
Flashback time. I could feel someone shaking me. Huh? What is it? You know, Kid Yoshiyuki. Rubbing my eyes, I could see someone looking up at me. She looked really worried, as if she was about to start crying. Yume-chan, what's wrong? Are you crying?
怖い夢を見たの。
What was it about?
それはよくわかんないの。でもすごく怖い夢だったの。
Yume's tiny shoulders were trembling as she said that. It was just a dream, right?
No matter what happens in the dream, it'll be gone when you wake up. There's no need to be so scared.
It's a terrible voice, but yeah. However, Yume's little head and hands just kept trembling, and she grabbed onto my sleeve.
だってまた同じ夢を見ちゃうかもしれないもん。
Don't worry, it won't come back.
そんなことないよ。きっとまた見ちゃうもん。だから眠りたくないの。
Hey, don't say that. If you stay up too late, you're going to oversleep tomorrow.
ずっと起きたままなら平気。
That's no good, Yume-chan. What if you end up feeling down as Otome-chan, or Otome-nee-chan?
That's right. The reason why Yume and I were so sad back then was because oto-nee had been depressed ever since Yuki-san
じゃあ
died.
お兄ちゃん、ずっと夢のそばについててくれる？
Huh? Me?
お兄ちゃんがついててくれれば嫌な夢見なくて済むかもしれないから、そうすれば怖くないから。
But Yume-chan, you're not a baby anymore. You've got to sleep in your own bed, even if you're scared.
やだよ、お兄ちゃんがいなきゃやだ。一人で寝るのは嫌なの。
Oops, I muted my mic.
ね、お願い、お兄ちゃん。
It really looked like she was going to cry. Oh, all right.
Oh, all right. You're my little sister, after all.
Oh, all right. I can't do a kid's voice. Oh, all right. Something like that. I just said that to hide my embarrassment. It's not that I didn't want to sleep together with Yume or anything. But even for a kid, it's a bit embarrassing to sleep together with a girl. I was her big brother, and Yume was my little sister. We needed that reason.
All right, just get in the bed. You can sleep here with me.
本当にありがとう、お兄ちゃん。
Yume looked really relieved to hear that, and climbed up into my bed. Yume was pretty cold, but she'd probably warm up in the bed. However,
あったかいね、お兄ちゃん。
since Yume was hugging me, she pretty much warmed up right away.
ねえ、お兄ちゃん。
Hmm?
もしね、離れ離れになっちゃうとしたらどうする？
I slowly woke up. I looked around as I opened my eyes. Did I fall asleep? I gradually started remembering. For some reason, I'd gotten sleepy after making dinner and waiting at the table for Yume. Since I'd been sleeping in a weird position, my body was feeling stiff. I think I had a dream about something very dear to me, but I couldn't really remember what the dream was about. Suddenly, I noticed that I had a blanket tucked over me. I guess Yume did it. It had to be, since we were the only ones here right now. For some reason, it made me happy to know that she was being so considerate. I guess she isn't completely upset with me after all. I got up and went off to check the refrigerator. It looked like she had properly eaten the food I left there for her. I didn't really get to see her at all today, but it felt like things were a bit better than yesterday. While thinking about that, I decided to head off for the dream world one more time. I woke up really early, probably because I slept twice yesterday. Well, it's not like I'm not sleepy, it's just the passing of time felt a lot slower than usual. So I figured I'd put together a bento and make it something a bit special. There, now I just need some breadcrumbs to... I suddenly heard footsteps coming down the stairs. From nowhere, I saw Yume pop up in the living room, already in her uniform. Good morning, Yume. Yume just kept walking towards the front door without saying anything. Yume, wait up! I turned off the stove and chased after Yume.
何か用ですか？
Yume turned her head while putting on her shoes and gave me an expressionless look. Well, it's nothing important, but thanks for yesterday. You know, the blanket.
別にお礼を言われるようなことでもないし。
Yume sounded a bit peeved as she said that. Don't you want breakfast? I made some good stuff today.
いらない。
Yume suddenly turned her face away from me. Huh? For some reason, Yume looked a bit pale. Hey, Yume.
何よ。
Are you feeling sick?
そんなことないです。
Having said that, she suddenly exhaled, and it looked painful. I could tell just by looking at her that she was overworking herself. You dunce, don't be so obstinate when you're sick.
本当に大丈夫ですから。兄さんは私のことなんて気にしなくていいんです。それじゃあ。
With that, Yume dashed out the front door as if she was running away. Jeez. As if I could stop worrying about her. You could tell that oto-nee and Yume were sisters. They both like to overdo things like that. I quickly put on my school uniform and ran after Yume. In the end, I didn't meet Yume at all during school hours. I hadn't heard of anyone fainting or being taken into the nurse's office either, so she should be fine. Well, I guess I should go check anyway. I headed over to Yume's classroom. That looks like... I saw some familiar people over by the stairs.
夢、大丈夫か？やっぱり保健室で休んだ方がいいんじゃないか？大丈夫ですよ。そんな大げさにしなくても。ちょっと熱っぽいだけだし。ちょっと熱っぽいだけには見えないぞ。桜井のやつに連絡して迎えに来てもらった方がいいんじゃないか？どう考えても一人で帰るのは辛そうだ。それは嫌です。どうしてだ？桜井とは隣同士なんだろう？幼なじみで兄弟のような関係だと言っていたじゃないか。兄さんには頼りたくないんです。だから兄さんはダメ。夢がそういうのなら仕方ないが、桜井と喧嘩でもしたのか？最近夢の口から兄さんという言葉を聞く機会も随分減ったような気がするし。喧嘩はしてないですよ。ただそろそろ私も兄離れをしないとってちょっとそう思って、いつまでも兄さんと一緒にいれるわけじゃないので、兄さんに頼るのはもうやめよう、そう決めたんです。そっか。ならばみなつが夢の家まで送っていこう。さあ、みなつの肩につかまれ。そんな悪いですよ。天笠さんのお家反対方向ですし。気にするな。というよりこんな状態の夢を放っておく方が気になって精神衛生上良くない。だから今日のところは素直にみなつの行為に甘えてくれ。ありがとう、天笠さん。
Amakaze walked off as Yume leaned against her shoulder. But what the... Does she really hate it that much when I do something for her?
いつまでも兄さんと一緒にいれるわけじゃないので。
Well, that might be true, but...
兄さんに頼るのはもうやめよう。そう決めたんです。
Somehow, those words make me feel like I had needles sticking straight into my heart. Feeling really sad, I wandered around the shopping district all alone. I didn't really feel like going home. The day was coming to an end, and with so few people around the shopping district, the winter wind cut deeper than colder than usual. I wonder how many times I've sighed now.
いつまでも兄さんと一緒にいれるわけじゃないので、兄さんに頼るのはもうやめよう、そう決めたんです。
Yume's words from earlier kept spinning around in my head. It shouldn't be such a big deal. I mean, I can't be with my little sister forever. It's only natural for siblings to grow further apart as the years pass them by. But even so, why am I feeling so down about it? Ah, jeez. Hanging around here and thinking about it won't do any good. I guess I'll go back home and make some dinner. That way, maybe I can calm down a bit. I'm home! I couldn't decide whether I should go to my house or the Asakura residence, but in the end, I ended up picking the latter option. I'd promised oto-nee after all, and I was worried about Yume's condition. I was still feeling down, but I couldn't just leave Yume alone because of it. Huh? Yume's shoes were there when I stepped inside, but it was pitch black, even though she should have already been home. Maybe she's sleeping in her room? In that case, I'll bring her some rice porridge and medicine later. Even if she doesn't want to rely on me, it should be fine when she's sick, right? Yume! As I entered the living room, I saw Yume, who had seemingly collapsed, slumped over on the sofa. Her face was completely white, and her breaths were short and painful. Hey Yume, what's wrong? Hey, wake up! As I shook her, I was surprised by how hot she was. Yume gave me a blank stare, and speaking seemed to be really painful for her. You idiot! Why'd you put up with it until it turned out like this? I was just a phone call away, you know? Even in this shape, she was trying to act tough. Just be quiet. I'm going to carry you to your bed. I picked up her scorching hot little body and carried Yume off to her room. I placed a cold washcloth on Yume's forehead. It had been about an hour since I gave her some medicine, and she'd finally managed to fall asleep. Her breathing showed no signs of getting less painful, though. In order to stop her from rolling around because of the pain, I had her on a futon. The house was surprisingly quiet with just the two of us around. As Yume arched her back in pain, the washcloth fell off of her forehead. The washcloth I picked up was already lukewarm from absorbing the fever's heat. Man, it's because she pushed herself too hard. I can't believe she didn't tell me she had a 40-degree fever, like a 40-degree fever. I wasn't just worried about her anymore, I was really angry. When she gets better, I'm really going to have a word with her about this. Thinking about that, I looked at Yume's face. She seemed to be in such pain. The ticking of the clock was the only sound that could be heard in the room. I wonder how long I've been sitting here. Looking at the clock, it was already 2 a.m. Thanks to the medicine, Yume looked a lot better now. That's a small relief, at least. I'll just have to check how she feels tomorrow, and if it looks like she's about to relapse, I'll take her to see a doctor. I cooled off the towel again, and just as I was about to put it on her forehead, I could feel Yume's warm hand on top of mine. Sorry. Did I wake you up? How are you feeling? Well, I know you're probably not feeling well, but... That's good. I put the washcloth back on Yume's forehead. Let's see... I think it's about 2 a.m. And then Yume fell quiet. Well, I'd certainly been here for a long time. Yume was about to say something, but stopped. She did it a bunch of times. Hey, Yume? I just thought I'd apologize to you one more time. I'm sorry about your birthday. I mean, for breaking that promise and stuff. I bowed my head to Yume. Yume was speaking more gently than usual. Huh? You knew it would... Am I really that unreliable? Well, I know I break my promises every now and Yume looked at me as if she'd given up on something.
だからもうあのことに関しては忘れていいですよ。
But then, why were you avoiding me in oto-nee?
それは
There was a short silence.
それは私が弱いから。
That was her reply. Weak? What do you mean by that? Yume? But Yume refused to say anything more. She just looked up at the ceiling and didn't move a muscle. I guess it's time for me to leave then. I'll be sleeping on the couch downstairs, so just call for me if anything happens. Good night. As I was about to get up, I noticed something holding onto my right sleeve. When I took a look, it was Yume's hand. Yume?
行っちゃうんですか？
Huh?
いや、なんでもないです。おやすみなさい。
As Yume hurriedly let go of my sleeve, our eyes accidentally met. Her face had turned scarlet red. My heart skipped a beat. Yume? She didn't reply. Okay, I'll stay here and nurse you for a bit longer then. If I stop now and your fever comes back, all my hard work will have been for nothing. Though it sounded a bit unnatural, I sat down next to Yume's futon again. Yume didn't say anything. Her eyes were closed too. But I had a feeling the atmosphere was much sweeter than before. Aw. January 15th. The morning sun peeked in through the window, waking me up. I didn't get to go to sleep until early morning, but for some reason, I wasn't feeling drowsy at all. Maybe I was just really deeply asleep. I got up from the sofa and stretched myself out. I wonder if Yume's fever has gone down yet. I'll go check on her. Hey, Yume, are you up?
はい、ちょっと待ってください。おはようございます、兄さん。
Yume opened the door, and when I saw her, she looked a lot less pale than yesterday. Hey, how you feeling today?
昨日よりは良くなったみたいです。
Alright, let's see if your fever's down. I put my own forehead up against Yume's, because that's the natural way to do that. Yume made a weird little noise, and I felt her breath on my face. You still have a bit of a fever. You should stay inside and rest for today.
なんて熱の測り方をするんですか？
Yume suddenly jumped away from me. She sure was energetic today. Yep, she's definitely feeling better than yesterday. Well, I don't really have a thermometer on hand, so...
だからっていきなりおでこをくっつけることないでしょ？びっくりした。
Yume put her hand to her chest and took a deep breath. The way her hand shook looked like her heart was beating really fast. Hey now, you're overreacting a bit just because you had some physical contact with your older brother. She looked at me like it was my fault. Or, hey, did your heart start I can't talk. Did your heart start beating so fast because you thought I was going to kiss you? It's like Microsoft Sam. For an instant, she turned all red.
そんなわけないでしょ？いいからもう出てって。
As if fully recovered, Yume started throwing things at me with all her might. Wood puff! Hey, I was just kidding. Calm down, Yume.
うるさい。いいから出てけ。
Cushions, teddy bears, hats. If she found it, she threw it at me.
兄さんのバカ。
Slam! Realizing I should escape the fray, I left Yume's room at lightning speed. I'm glad she's already feeling so well, though. As long as she takes it easy today, she should recover completely. I finally got to see her being all energetic again, too. Man, Yume really is at her best like this. Without thinking about it, I smiled. My heart felt lighter than it had in a long time. Un momento, I'm gonna take a drink. Okay, hopefully that's a little better. Since she's sick, I'll hold back on the seasoning. I wonder if this'll do it. Hey Yume, I made some rice porridge for you.
あんまり食欲ない。
Yume stuck her head out just slightly from the futon. But if you don't eat properly, you won't get well. You didn't even take your medicine. Come on, all I'm asking is for you to have some food.
だから食欲ないって。
Your stomach seems to disagree.
うー
Yume glared at me while blushing. Hey, it's not my fault. Hey, chin up a bit. I'm not doing this for myself. You don't need to hold back, just eat your meal. Here, say ah. I picked up a spoonful of porridge and haled it out in front of Yume's mouth.
一人で食べられるから大丈夫だよ。
Like I said, no need to hold back. A patient should just let herself be nursed back to health. After a while of not being sure if she should do it or not, Yume chomped down on the spoonful of rice porridge.
青い。
She huffed a little to cool it down, and then she swallowed it. So, was it good?
味薄い。
I just cut back on the seasoning because you're not well.
あと熱い。舌やけどしそう。
Alright, I'll cool it down a bit. I picked up some porridge and blew air over the spoon to cool it down a bit. Okay, open wide. Here comes the airplane. No. Why are you staring at the spoon? Is there some dust on it?
いや、なんでもないです。
Yume was blushing a bit as she chomped down on the spoon again. Once I saw that Yume had swallowed her spoonful, I picked up another one. When I looked up at Yume, she was waiting with her mouth open. This is pretty fun. This is like something lovers would do, but it feels a bit different. Ah well, it's fine. Here you go. And thus, I spent my afternoon feeding Yume. I'm back. It was already 7 o'clock by the time I finished up shopping for dinner and got back to the house. Okay, gotta hurry up with dinner then. I put together a menu suitable for Yume's condition, but I'm not sure how she's feeling right now. I guess I'll go check up on her. Yume, how are you feeling? Do you think you can eat some regular food for dinner? After asking that, I opened the door to her room, and like this is a almost bad image, but you know, there's nothing too naughty shown, so I think this is fine. Actually, it was probably the door to the Garden of Eden. We both froze in place as our eyes met. This situation is... Yeah, so, as you can see, it's a little risque, but nothing that you can't get away with in PG-13, so I think it's okay. Really. Stuff like this happens a lot in manga. I never thought this would actually happen to me. Yume kept flapping her mouth open, like a fish gasping for air. Well then, for now, you should calm down, Yume. I did call out before I came in. It was definitely not on purpose. I only dropped in because I was worried about you, and you're just wiping yourself off and stuff. But, this is a relief, isn't it? Since you're sweating, it means you've already recovered. Ha 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 ha. That means the nabe won't be an issue for dinner. No, it wasn't on purpose, I tell you. Would. Hey, stop that! A cushion suddenly hit me right in the face, interrupting any further attempts at making excuses. I can't do that. Even if I tried, nothing could ever delete it from my memory banks. Oh, Yume, calm down! I'm sorry! Bye! Man, that was surprising. I had no idea she'd be naked in her room. It wasn't on purpose, really. Besides, she's like my little sister. Seeing her naked doesn't really... Wait, what the... The thump. My heart was beating so fast I couldn't believe it. And wow, I can hardly breathe, I believe is what they meant. But why? When it comes to Yume, I'm... That's weird. I stood still in the living room for a bit, trying to calm my fleeting heart. Hint to Yoshiyuki, you do not see her as a little sister. I'm watching a dream. It's such a gentle dream. I was absent-mindedly sitting on a park bench, and I could see Yume off in the distance. Yume had bought a chocolate banana and came running up to me with it. Thanks, Yume. I took the chocolate banana Yume held out to me. This one's got a pretty neat color. She had bought a peppermint flavored chocolate banana for me. You could tell it wasn't healthy food from the blue mint coloring. I'm not really complaining. I don't mind the chocolate, or I don't really mind the chemical feeling. I took a big bite out of the chocolate banana. The sweet taste spread throughout my mouth. While I was eating on the chocolate banana, Yume sat down next to me with a satisfied smile on her face. True. It's good to keep a balanced diet, though. Still, it's just a regular banana with a chocolate coating, right? I wonder how much these things cost to make. I mean, the chocolate coating can't be that expensive to put on. Come to think of it, I should be able to make these things. I could do with not paying 200 yen for these things. Yeah? Having said that, Yume opened her mouth. Okay, here you go. I held it out to Yume, and she bit off a piece. Well, it all depends on your mood. It seemed like she was more interested in the color than the taste. She then held out the pink chocolate banana. I took a bite out of hers like she did with mine. It tasted mostly like chocolate and banana. This tastes more like banana than strawberry, and a bit of chocolate. I guess there's not a lot of actual strawberry in it. Yume said that with an honest look on her face. We then looked at each other and laughed. It was a really relaxing date. That was the gentle dream I had. And next day, I assume, because he's asleep. Yep, the 16th. Morning already. I sat up on the sofa and cracked my neck a bit. Waking up feels like such a waste, especially when I was having such a nice dream. But why would I see a dream like that? A dream about a date with Yume. We're siblings, after all. Maybe it's because of what happened last night? There you go. Hey, why am I thinking about this first thing in the morning? Stop that, right now. I shouldn't be thinking about that stuff. I guess I should go get breakfast ready. I got up and hurried to the kitchen, all while feeling really fuzzy. But no matter what I did, my heart just wouldn't stop beating faster than usual. Alright, that was a very quick day. And I think that we are going to stop it here for a few moments if you're on Twitch, and for YouTube purposes this is going to be the end of the video, but I'm going to keep going, so if you're watching, please stay tuned. For everyone watching this on YouTube, the next video will be up shortly.